Ever since we opened our eyes to this world, we've always heard the phrase, brush your teeth before you sleep. As we grew older, we understood that brushing our teeth is essential for maintaining dental health. But have you ever thought, while holding your toothbrush, why it's only us humans who are required to take care of our teeth? What about God's other creatures? They all have teeth too. Cats have teeth. Crocodiles have teeth. Sharks have teeth. The list goes on and on. I've never seen any of them pull out a toothbrush after a meal. But wait a minute. I haven't seen animals with cavities either. So, what's the secret? Before we can understand why animals don't need to care for their teeth like we do, we first need to grasp why we even bother taking care of ours. We all know that if we don't brush our teeth and neglect them over time, cavities will start to show up. But what actually causes cavities in the first place? Is it just because we eat whatever we want without worry, or is there something more to it? To understand this, we need to know that oral health depends on the pH level of saliva. pH, or the hydrogen ion concentration, is a measure that tells us whether a substance is acidic, alkaline, or neutral. It ranges from 0 to 14, with anything below 7 considered acidic and anything above 7 considered alkaline. The only substance with the pH of exactly 7 is pure water. Here, we're not just talking about any water. We mean water that has a high level of purity. Now, when it comes to us humans, we find that the normal pH level of our saliva ranges from 6.5 to 7.5. But here's the problem. The pH of saliva isn't always stable and can be easily influenced by what we eat and drink throughout the day. For instance, carbohydrates, sugars, soft drinks, coffee, and tea all lower the pH of our saliva, turning our mouths into an acidic environment. Since there are bacteria living in our mouths just like there are in other parts of our bodies, these bacteria thrive in this acidic environment because it suits them perfectly. So, whenever you eat anything from that list, the bacteria activate and start feasting on the leftover food that accumulates in your mouth and between your teeth. And since these bacteria are living organisms, naturally they produce waste, specifically a collection of amino acids. These acids, when they accumulate on your teeth, because you didn't brush them, start to interact with the outer layer of your tooth, known as enamel. This interaction leads to decay, turning your teeth black. That's what we call cavities. Now, while brushing our teeth is essential to remove food remnants and acids before they accumulate, the starting point is really about the type of food we consume. One significant difference between humans and animals is that if we take a look at wildlife, you'll never find a lion enjoying a pizza or a crocodile lounging on a balcony with a cigarette and a cup of tea after dinner. All these unhealthy eating habits, those are ours alone. Animals, on the other hand, depend entirely on nature for their diet. They consume raw, unprocessed food, no cooking, no added spices, no sugar, no lemon juice, none of that nonsense. Herbivores eat plain vegetation, while carnivores consume raw meat without any extras. And when they're thirsty, they go for natural water. Moreover, most animals take their time chewing their food. Since much of their diet is high in fiber, this chewing process helps clean their teeth regularly. On top of that, some animals chew on wood, dry grasses, or bones from dead animals they find in the wild. These act like a natural scrubber, cleaning any food particles stuck in their teeth. Now, since we're talking about bacteria, it's essential to know that animal saliva also contains bacteria. Just like us, they have beneficial and harmful bacteria. However, some animals have options that others don't, like saliva containing antibacterial agents. We see this in animals like dogs, cats, and lions, which is why they often lick their bodies and wounds to protect them from bacteria. Not only that, but enzymes in their saliva play a significant role in reducing bacterial activity in their mouths, which lowers the chances of cavities forming in their teeth. Before someone who raises cats or dogs jumps in to argue, "But my vet told me to brush their teeth regularly." Let me clarify. We're not saying that animal teeth don't decay. We're saying the chance of them getting cavities is generally low, not that they don't get them at all. In fact, some animals do experience cavities, but these are rare cases, occurring in about 5% of them. Usually, the animals that do have dental issues are those living closely with humans and eating human food, like cats and dogs. The reason for their cavities is the same as ours: unhealthy foods high in sugars and starches. If you find yourself feeling sorry for a cat or dog, and give them a bit of your food, it's like you're inviting them to have cavities too. Unfortunately, for animals that suffer from cavities, treatment often means extraction, since there are currently no options for fillings or root canals available through veterinarians. But here's a question that arises. What about the street or stray dogs and cats? They eat whatever they can find, yet they don't seem to get cavities. Why is that? Street animals aren't exempt. They're also at risk of cavities. However, the chances of seeing one with decayed teeth are low, mainly because street animals tend to have shorter lifespans. A street cat might die before the acids have time to accumulate and cause decay. That's why people think street animals have perfect teeth. They simply don't live long enough for cavities to form. Now, when we talk about animals with longer lifespans, like crocodiles or sharks, their dental situation is entirely different. For starters, these animals don't have fixed teeth. They don't have roots. When they eat, they can lose teeth, sometimes even several at once. In less than 2 years, crocodile can replace all of its teeth, and throughout its life, it might change its teeth 30 to 40 times. If you think that's a lot, sharks can change their teeth thousands of times, with a new tooth growing in at least every 2 weeks. Because of this, it's impossible to find a crocodile or shark suffering from cavities. Now we're left with rodents like rats and squirrels. These creatures don't have antibacterial saliva or fixed teeth, yet they thrive around humans and eat our food without any issues. So why don't they get cavities? The amazing thing about rodents is that their teeth never stop growing throughout their lives. As long as they live, their teeth keep growing, and they constantly grind them down. Because of this, you could say that their teeth are always new, which significantly reduces the chances of finding a rat with decayed teeth. And that wraps up our discussion. If you've made it this far, you're awesome. Please give us a like before you go, so we can see how many of you reached the end. And remember, if any questions pop into your mind in the middle of the night, feel free to drop them in the comments below the video, and we'll answer them. Peace.